The #1 ranked UConn women's basketball team defeated Syracuse last Tuesday night, winning their 4th straight NCAA title.
Baseball season's upon us here at Quinnipiac, and the Bobcats have huge expectations this season. Is he Hall of Fame worthy, Ian?
Well, if you're an absolutist, this is an easy question. If you don't think anyone who's done steroids should be admitted, then A-Rod shouldn't be admitted.
As for the college women, the UConn Huskies are looking to clinch their 4th straight national championship against Syracuse.
Dan Shaughnessy, if you're watching this, now would be the time to change the channel.
The national championship goes to Connecticut for the 4th year in a row as the dynasty fulfills its destiny.
The trifecta. Try to wrap your head around this. After dismantling Syracuse, they become the first women's program to clinch a 4th consecutive championship. It's also Gina Auriemma's 11th overall, the most for a men's or women's program. This is the 6th time Auriemma has hoisted the national championship trophy in the last decade. It only took 3 picks for senior Brianna Stewart, Mariah Jefferson, and Morgan Tuck to make WNBA history. The trio who led UConn to the 4 straight championships went 1, 2, and 3 in the draft. Stewart now becomes the 5th UConn player selected with the #1 overall pick, joining Maya Moore, Tina Charles, Diana Taurasi, and Sue Bird. Mo Jefferson, aka Floor General. With San Antonio Stars point guard Danielle Robinson sidelined for the season following her Achilles surgery, Jefferson comes in with the #2 pick to help fill the void.
I know one thing I want to do when I go to Seattle. Did I just pick Tuck?
Just to update you, Mariah was taken 2nd by San Antonio, and Morgan went 3rd.
Yes!
Although they have to say goodbye to each other, local Husky fans will have ample opportunities to watch Tuck play professionally, as the Connecticut Sun made her the 3rd overall pick.
That might have made me more happy than being #1 overall or anything like that. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me. But to see her through all that she's been through, be able to leave with us, and then for us to go 1, 2, 3, that's picture perfect.
From Hamden, Connecticut, Vanessa Clifford, QNN Sports. It's that time again, folks. We're 1 week into spring training and baseball fans everywhere are itching for the start of the regular season. However, some New York Yankee fans may be surprised to find they can no longer purchase cheaper tickets from secondary websites like StubHub. The only way to enter Yankee Stadium this season will be with a traditional paper ticket or a mobile version purchased directly from the Yankees.
So what they're saying is, hey, look, you have to have the actual ticket. That's old school right there.
What is the Yankees' organizational reasoning behind this big move?
There's actually 3 reasons. Today's fan would prefer it. Whether they're millennials, whether they're Generation X or Y, they're living off smartphones. The second reason is we all read the report from the Attorney General, who's in favor of paperless tickets. Actually, he was in favor of paperless tickets that are non-transferable. We didn't go that route. They are transferable. They can be resold because we believe the Arts and Cultural Affairs law requires it to be sold that way. The third reason we did it is we also felt that after the years of PDFs or printed homes and the fraud associated with them, it was something that we could no longer tolerate.
The Yankees say they're doing this because of fraud. StubHub says that happens about 1/100% of the time. This really isn't about fraud, though, is it?
No, it's absolutely not about fraud. It's almost a little ridiculous that we're being told it's about fraud. I think everyone is aware what this is about, which is about controlling their inventory. This is about the Yankees having more control of their own secondary market.
Much like what goes on with Quinnipiac students selling their tickets on StubHub, Stefano can see why the Yankees making this move might be helping their overall bottom line and evening the playing field for fans. However, at the end of the day, Stefano is excited about the move and the impact it will have on the overall experience of a game at Yankee Stadium.
With the calendar turning to March, basketball fans have something to be excited about. The start of March Madness. Our own Ian Kosman caught up to talk with some Quinnipiac students as the tournament draws near.
As the calendar turns to March, college basketball fans rejoice as the NCAA's annual March Madness tournament begins on the 15th for the men and the 18th for the women.
As March Madness draws closer, the UConn women's senior class is one of the most storied in NCAA history. Morgan Tuck, Mariah Jefferson, and Brianna Stewart have won 3 national championships to date. Only time will tell if they will become the first set of players to win the title in all 4 years of their eligibility. The group celebrated Senior Day as the Huskies welcomed the Green Wave of Tulane on Saturday. And here are the highlights right here, beginning with the Senior Day celebrations, as I mentioned, for Morgan Tuck, Mariah Jefferson, and Brianna Stewart, all getting honored before the game. Beginning in the first quarter, UConn already trailing by 9, and won't be too far long as Brianna Stewart with a nice two-handed block right there and a quick full-court pass to Jefferson, who makes a nice layup right there. UConn, their first field goal, but it took 8.5 minutes into the game. Now UConn in the second quarter, Stewart is going to find Lou Samuelson for 3. UConn, their first lead, 17-16, and later in the quarter, Stewart takes a pass and nails a three-pointer of her own to extend UConn's lead. And Nick, it would just continue to be all UConn from here. Closing seconds of the first half. Here's Samuelson again for the three-pointer to beat the buzzer. UConn goes up 36-20. They will take that lead into the locker room. As we transition into the second half, Jefferson gets to the pass again. Jefferson again to Stewart, rather. And she nails another three-pointer to extend UConn's lead to 24. And Jefferson will seal the deal right here with another layup. UConn too much, doubling Tulane 80-40.
After struggling through parts of the season, Duke is being talked about again, but not necessarily for the right reasons. With the game in Duke's control in the final seconds, Florida State's Rathan Mays attempted to break free down the court until he was deliberately tripped by Grayson Allen. As we take another look, it's clear that Allen intentionally went to trip Mays. Allen has made a name for himself lately, becoming the most controversial player in college hoops. As you see Coach K telling Allen to walk away after the game, he would defend his players and Duke's handling of the situation with the media. Staying with the teams from North Carolina, the Tar Heels traveled to Virginia in a top 10 matchup with the ACC regular season title on the line. In the first quarter, early in the first quarter, Malcolm Butler would again. Butler later in the first, Brogdon takes a pass from Mike Tobey, drives to the hoop and scores an and-one layup. Brogdon scored 17 points in the first half as Virginia led by 3 at the break. In the second half, North Carolina's Justin Jackson misses the 3, but Bryce Johnson grabs the offensive board and converts for the 2. This would cut Virginia's lead to just 1. Later in the second, Virginia, looking to extend the lead after some good ball movement, sets up Brogdon for a corner 3. Virginia would extend the lead to 8. Final minute of the game, Tar Heels trying to make a comeback. Devin Hall gets into the lane, passes to London Parentes, who gives a touch pass to Anthony Gill for the finish. Let's take another look at this beautiful pass as Virginia would hold on to win 79-74. Brogdon would lead all scorers with 26.
It's time for another break, but when we return, we'll take a closer look at the defending World Series champions and how they plan to defend their title. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.